This is a metal toilet flange that I correct the space between the tile and the flange with silicone, as you can see in this picture here. So you can see here what's happening here. The silicone really sealed it properly, and now as you can see, the flange actually it's in the same level of the tile here. Let me show you. Okay, so if I'm going to take a level here, as you can see when I put it here, okay, so you can see from here it's almost the same level, a little bit, maybe 1/16 below the floor. Okay, so to resolve the issue, I have the two discs. One of them it's a ring actually, and this is a 1/4 of an inch thickness, and this is a 1/2 inch thickness. And I cannot use this one because this I can use only if this flange is going to be below the floor at least 1/4 of an inch. But because this flange is the same height of the floor, which means flush with this tile, I have to use a 1/4 of an inch here and put it here. Okay, and then put the flange over it here, and that will work perfectly. So let me show you why it's a 1/4 of an inch and what is the reason that I have to raise the flange in order to work with this Fluidmaster. I really want to work with it. When it's actually worked properly, it's excellent, it will last forever. Okay, so this is the Fluidmaster I would like to use instead of wax on this toilet. And what I did, actually I flipped the toilet here. So this is called the horn. Okay, now let me show you what's happening here, because what really should happen is that this Fluidmaster have to be here, sitting here on the horn until the end, when these and these holes or sleeves going to be exactly where is the hole for the screws. Okay, so now what I want to show you, if I'm taking now the level which is like the floor and I put it here, you can see it's sitting here without even pressing the Fluidmaster, and here is the same thing. Okay, a little bit press here, but here there is no press at all. Okay, so it's sitting here on the floor, so there is no really vacuum here, and that's not good. So if I'm going to put now the ring, here is the ring, and the ring going like that, sitting here. So you can see if I put here, you can see there is a space here, and this space will be pressed by the toilet and the screws to create the vacuum that you need, or the seal that you need from water and especially from gases. So that's why I actually gave to this flange and elevation. I need to find the center of the circle here, of the flange. Let me show you how I'm doing it. So if you look at it from close proximity here, okay, so what you're seeing here is that the distance of the flange from here, exactly from this point, if you look here, okay, it's exactly 13.5, and here it's 9.5. So from the wall to here is 9.5, but from here to here it's 4 inch exactly. So what happened is the center of this the center of the hole of this flange is actually in 11.5 inch from the wall. Going to here, the center actually it's here. Okay, that is the center. I already actually mark it here, and I also mark it here, 11.5 inch. So we know the center now, and we can mark it before we continue. So here I'm using a pencil here to go to the 11.5, and I'll actually just mark it here. Okay, as you can see, we mark here, and we're going here, straight, 11.5, it's here. I'll show you why I'm actually doing it. So we mark here 2 points, 1 point, 2 point here. Both of them, the distance between them to the wall is exactly 11.5. And the half, actually, if you're taking a line from here to here, it's going to be in the center of this flange. So this is the 2 points that we mark, 1 and 2 here. As you can see, they are both of them. Their distance from the wall is the same, 11.5 from here and 11.5 from here. Okay. Okay, now you remember that I actually calculated the center between found where is the center of this flange. So that is the reason. When I'm using this ring to elevate the flange, look what I'm doing here. I have to pull it here. Okay, and that this space here, as you can see, these spaces here and the space here, okay, actually going to be exactly in the center of the flange. So when I'm putting it here, you can see this mark used as a reference. And let me show you why. Okay, so the Fluidmaster coming with these 2 screws here that you can see. And let me show you what I'm doing with these screws. And when I put the screws here, doesn't matter, they need to be exactly in the center of this flange. And now, okay, I can go and just, when they are in the center, I just put it here and put this plastic here. Okay, so this plastic will really hold it in the center without a movement. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this ring exactly here between this point. So that's why I need the center here. So now that has to be in the center exactly here and here, because when I'm going to install the toilet, I want the tank of the toilet to be parallel to the wall. And that's very important, because otherwise, if it's not going to be in the center, the tank not going to be parallel to the wall, and that's not good. So that's why I have to make sure that these 2 screws are sitting parallel to the wall and they are exactly in the center. Okay, so now if you can look at this flange, you can see there are holes here. Okay, these holes is in order to attach the ring to this flange, and this flange is a metal flange, and I didn't remove it because it's a metal and actually attached to a concrete. So it's easy actually to just give them a raise of 1/4 of an inch using this ring. But what is the work here is that you need really to drill a hole in these metals and attach this ring to the flange with a screw. And I have a special screw because this slab is a concrete, it's not a plywood. So I have a special screw to screw it to a concrete. So the first thing you're doing here, you actually make sure it's in the center, and then you actually, it's a very easy work to do, because I'm actually using here, if you can see here, I'm using a metal drill. Here we go again. Okay, I'm taking this screw and I'm just putting here as a reference. That screw will hold this flange in its location. Okay, and now I'm going to make another hole. Just have to hold it very good with my hand. Already did one. So I'm going to put another screw. Let me put this screw. Okay, I really need to make at least, I think at least, you have already holes, but At least I'm going to put 4 screws here. Another one here. Okay, another one here. Okay, so we actually drilled 4 screws. Okay, so what I'm actually using, I'm using a screw, it's called Tapcon here, you can see it. And it's a 3/16, the width, and 1/3. Okay, this is actually a concrete screw. And also, I have from the same company called Tapcon. They're actually bit here that you can see, it's actually 3/16. And that bit is a concrete bit. I'm actually going to go, and with this one I'm actually going to drill a hole for the screw. Okay, so what I want to show you, I'm actually putting here already 2 screws here, 1 screw here, and here I don't have a screw. There are 4 holes that I just drilled. Okay, I'm taking this electrical driller. You have to use electrical driller, okay? I put the bit here, which is a concrete bit, 3/16, come from the company Tapcon, okay? Just put it here in the hole that I already drilled, and 90 degrees. Already drill a hole here. Okay, it's very easy to drill with a bit that is a concrete bit in a concrete. I can just put it now and I can see easily it's going inside. I just need to actually screw it. Here's the second one. So I already put that one here. I will remove this one from here and I will drill again. Already drilled. And that is the second one. Okay, and the third one is here. Remove this and 90 degrees. Okay, it's already done. Now put another screw here. And that's the way I'm actually going to drill these 4 holes for the screws. So this is the last hole I'm doing here. I actually make here 1 hole, 2 hole, 3, 4, 5, now I'm going to make 6. But I'm really going to use only 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, because you don't really need 2 screws here and 2 screws, only 1. So here's the other one, I'm going to put it here. Really done. I have to take a screw and just put it there. So here's the screw, you can see it's a Tapcon screw. Some of them come with a blue color like this, and some of them come with a white color like this, so there's doesn't make any difference. And I'm going to put it inside here, okay, inside the hole that I just placed the wheel now, it's here, and I'm just going to screw it with the screwdriver here, okay, until it will go to the end like this. As you can see here, it's already screwed until the end. Okay, so what I have to do now, I really have to remove it. I'll tell you why, because I have to put silicone under it. This is very important. So as you can see here, I already put 1, 2, 3, and 4. This one I use actually the blue screw because I ran out of white. But all of them are the same really. One of them is actually a 1/4 of an inch width, that's a 3/16, but actually they fit no problem here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to actually remove the screw out, and it's really difficult to remove, not difficult. Okay, I'll actually remove it. Okay, so let me show you what's happening here, because what I need to do now, I really need to put silicone, because that's a must. Why I actually need to put silicone? Because when it's actually going like that, there is a space here that you don't see really. It's a small space, and gases will come here. Gas from the toilet might going to escape between this space. So that's why you have to put silicone here. Otherwise, if you don't going to put silicone and seal it properly, gases may escape from these small holes, small space. And in addition to it, probably water will go in and out. So that's what you really want to be very, very careful to actually seal it with a right silicone, which I show you now. Okay, so we're actually ready to remove it. It's not so easy after you screw it to concrete. It's actually very tough to remove. Okay, that's not plywood, so let's. Okay, now I can actually remove, and you can see what's going on here. So I just clean it now with a vacuum cleaner to remove all the debris here. Okay, and then I'm actually going to put silicone here and on the back of it also here. Okay, so let me show you how I'm doing it. Okay, so what I'm using here, I'm using this same thing I used before. It's called silicone G clear 7 mold free lifetime warranty exactly for actually bath, kitchen and stuff. Very good silicone, lasts forever. So what I'm doing is actually putting silicone around the premises here. Okay, so you're over here. Kind of a liberal amount. What I want to seal. Yeah, also I want to show from close proximity how does it look. As you can see silicone here and silicone on this ring here. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to attach the ring to the flange. Okay, so to attach this ring to the flange, what I have to do, I have to take this and slowly put it here, very carefully. Okay, so before I have to start putting the screws here. Okay, just to see which screw is going. And this is the other screw is going here. And the other screw should go, I believe, here. Okay, so now what I have to do, I have to press it and start screw it. Remember, the silicone will seal it forever. The screw really attaches strongly without possibility to get out. Okay, so as you can see, you have to press it a little bit with the hand. Some of them need screwdriver just to go in. Okay, this one also needs. This. Okay, so you can see. So that's it, all of them are actually in. Okay, and now what I have to do, I have to clean it. I have to clean the silicone, and I'm going to clean with this tool. Just remove the excess of silicone from the toilet flange. It doesn't only remove, but it also press it in. Okay. Okay, so as you can see here, okay, so I will show from close proximity, but all the screws are really strongly attached to attach the ring to the flange. So if we look at it from close proximity, okay, you can see here are the screw. Here there was a hole which I actually put silicone on it, and here there is another hole. These holes come with the ring, and here there is another hole which I really drill, and I just put silicone to seal it. And here is the screw I used, the blue one here. There was another hole here which I actually put silicone to seal it. So as you can see here from close proximity, everything is sealed properly. And what we need to do now, we need to wait for like 30 minutes or so until the silicone will kind of dry up and we can continue work and put the Fluidmaster and attach the seat of the toilet to the flange.